Julio Urías, even though he did not get a NLCS award or World Series award for MVP, when you look at his performance throughout the 2020 playoffs, to me, you can honestly say he was probably the real MVP for the Dodgers. He came in many different roles and was super successful. Baseball News Club presents the real MVP, Julio Urías. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm going to need you to subscribe, follow, please comment, and like the video. Now, Julio, throughout the playoffs, when you look at the Championship Series MVP and World Series MVP, yeah, they went to different players, but this guy pretty much locked in LA's chances of winning the World Series. In Game 1, he picked up a win. Top of fifth, he came in with a 3-2 lead, and the only hits he gave up was 3 hits, and it was like a little duck snort by Garcia, and Yelich hit 2 hits. Nothing hard. Nothing was squared up, but he was able to help them win that game. 3 innings pitched, no earned runs, 5 Ks. He came in a relief role and just was completely dominant, and that was pretty much the story for him throughout the playoffs. With his curveball, his fastball, his changeup, he was just absolutely confusing for every team that faced him. It didn't matter if it was the Brewers, the Padres, the Braves, or the Tampa Bay Rays. He was just dominant. And he was actually in 3 different roles: starter, relief, and closer. And then during Game 3 of the NLDS against the Padres, he picked up his 2nd win in a row. He actually came into the game when the Padres were up 2-1. He gave up only 1 hit, and he retired 10 in a row. So the minute he came into the game, he retired the next 10 batters. So he went 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks. That is phenomenal and dominant, if you ask me. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about an offensive juggernaut in the San Diego Padres. That is seriously impressive to give up just 1 hit. Now, Game 3 in the NLCS, the Dodgers faced in Atlanta. Now, granted, this was a blowout, but they put him in a starting role, and he absolutely was, again, dominant again. 101 pitches, and he gave up 1 earned run through 5 with 5 Ks and 3 hits. Now, again, it's a blowout. I get it. But to come in a different role, wearing a different hat, and perform on this level against a team like Atlanta, that is seriously impressive. And he just made Atlanta look ridiculous. It didn't matter who was at the plate. He continued to keep all Atlanta batters totally off balance. He picked up his 3rd win of the 2020 playoffs and continued just to be dominant. Now, moving on into Game 7, again, another amazing performance. Top of 7th, game tied at 3. He retired all 9 batters he faced. So 3 innings, no hits, and was just dominant. Helped put the Dodgers into the World Series. Now let's take a look at his arsenal. His pinpoint accuracy is one of his advantages, but he's got a curveball. It's going to be low 80s, fastball about 94, 96, and then his changeup is going to be about mid 80s. He just places it perfectly every time. The Dodgers decided to start him in Game 4 of the World Series on October 24th. The last time he pitched was October 18th, so he had 6 days rest. He did pretty fantastic. He dominated and left the game with a 3-2 lead, but the Dodgers bullpen could not hold on to it. His line numbers, he threw 80 pitches, which is very efficient, threw 4 2/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, but 9 strikeouts. Just the Rays could not touch anything, and I love the strikeout here by the umpire. He does the leg kick and the arrow. Let's look at it again. Leg kick, shoot the arrow, bam. So another fantastic performance. Again, he's a starter, relief. He pretty much did everything for the Dodgers to keep him in the game, keep him in position to win. And then finally, in Game 6 of the World Series, he came in for the save. And not only did he come into the game, he retired all 7 batters he faced to help the Dodgers clinch and win the World Series. That's how dominant he was throughout the playoffs, but also in the most clutch moment for the Dodgers. 2 1/3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 Ks. So even though Julio Urías did not get any type of MVP award from the NLCS or the World Series, you can see that without him, it's very questionable if the Dodgers would have even made it to the World Series. He was an anchor in that bullpen as a starter, a middle relief, closer. He did everything. So, absolute phenomenal performance during the playoffs for Julio. Thank you for watching Baseball News Club.